Alright, here's another video. This is time, it's a 2007 Cadillac STS4. I don't know if that matters or not, but I noticed there's barely any videos for the Cadillac. So I like to make as many as I can to help people. Doing a fuel filter change. I already started on it just to make sure that I got everything that I needed before I made a video. Right now we've got obviously the car jacked up. This is the 32 valve Northstar. I'm assuming the fuel filter is in the same spot and everything on the V6 as well, but this is the V8 model. Either way, passenger side rear, jack it up. I had to put a jack stand on the frame because my jack was actually in the way of where the fuel filter's at. It's tucked away in here pretty nice. See if I can get a picture without getting fuel on my phone. But either way, there's a 17 millimeter nut on the line right there. I don't remember what the larger side was, but hold that on the fuel filter when you twist the 17 millimeter nut off. I put a little penetrating oil on it before I started. I don't know if that was necessary or not. Either way. There's one 10 millimeter nut right here that loosens the whole fuel filter assembly. And then in order to change out the lines, to take the two lines off on that side, you absolutely have to have a fuel line removal tool. I bought it years ago, never used it until now. Come with two different pieces. You need the smaller of the two, but on the smaller one, you need the larger diameter. I couldn't get the clearance in there, so I had to actually put this on my grinder, my bench grinder, and grind it because it was too tall. It wouldn't fit in there. So I bench grinded it, made it, took about thickness of 2/4, I guess I would say, off of this so it could fit in there. If you've never done one before with a fuel line separator tool, you just put this clamp over the line and then slide it down. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to push those ears that are inside there, you're trying to push those in out of the way, and then then the line falls off. I'm going to get the rest of that fuel filter out and then I'll continue on with the video. Here's video. Video number 2. This is a fuel filter. Looks like off the car. Already got the new one in there. Went in pretty easy. I just gotta start it. Make sure it doesn't have any leaks. This car doesn't have an option to turn the key on without starting it, so you're gonna have to full on start it just to see if there's a leak. But there's the primary connection. Goes to the engine. Got that one all tightened. Has an O-ring on that one, so you want to look out, make sure your O-ring's still good. And then your two back connections. One from the tank, I'm guessing one for a vent. Not sure. Either way, push them all the way on, make sure they clip. And then try to pull them back off, make sure they're on tight. Both of mine are on tight. There's this one nut here that I thought was to loosen the strap, but it's not. It's to take the black cradle completely out. So if you do this, you don't have to touch that bolt at all. It's not going to make a difference. And it's a pain to get it back into the frame. So let's go ahead and start it and see what happens.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so if you're wondering, you haven't figured it out on your own, it was sitting there cranking for a while because, like I said, there's no way to turn the fuel pump on without starting it that I know of on this car. If there's another way, leave me a comment or a message. I'm probably not going to ever do this again, but it'd be nice to know. So if you do it on the same vehicle, chances are it's going to sit there and crank for a while before it starts. I did that second start, though, so you could see that there's nothing actually wrong with the car. It just had to fill the lines with fuel. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or whatever, just leave me a message and I'll try to answer as fast as possible. Thank you.